Attention, stupid humans. All orcs are evil, just like Gary Gygax and Professor Tolkien warned you. Series 1 of these orc enamel pins are on Kickstarter again for a very limited time. Pick your clan, join the Horde, and cause some mayhem. Go to badorcs.com. That's badorcs.com. Now watch this stupid video.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Funko is funked. We're gonna Apparently we can swear in the first 30 seconds of the video now. So yeah, Funko's totally fucked. We're gonna talk about them being screwed at this point. Screwed, diddled, plowed, whatever euphemism you want to use.
Wow.
They've lost $41 million in a quarter, and this is after they got rid of what's-her-face, Cynthia Williams, who was in charge of D&D when she ran it into the ground. You know?
Yeah, but they only got rid of her like a couple months ago, so like there wasn't time for somebody else to step in and fix it anyway. Not that
no. I'm saying they probably saw this coming, which is why she got gone. Because you can see the trends, the downward trend. And you're like, oh my God, we put this woman who ruined Wizards of the Coast. We put her in charge of Funko. And oh my God, look, she ruined Funko too. So for those of you not keeping score, Cynthia Williams came from Microsoft. She got hired at Hasbro at Wizards of the Coast. She ran Wizards of the Coast into the ground, especially the D&D brand. She was in charge of it when they had that massive OGL debacle and the Pinkertons and all that jazz. They got rid of her. She says she parted ways. No, they shit canned her. I guarantee you they shit canned her.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, it's weird.
99% sure. They just didn't want to throw her under the bus. They didn't want to throw a woman, an executive, under the bus publicly, but I guarantee you that's why she got gone. So she goes to Funko, which was already in trouble.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? And now they've lost $41 million. We're going to talk about that and kind of talk about the state of comic shops and collectible shops. And like, I'm sitting here thinking like, what is actually propping up comic shops at this point? Because we got the whole Diamond situation, which we'll talk about. Diamond apparently is doubling their shipping prices.
Who's going to trust Diamond? I mean, why would you even give them merchandise after what's been going on? Why would you buy from Diamond after what's been going on? Because a bunch of retailers are screwed too. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would you?
I don't know. I mean, publishers are scrambling, trying to get their inventory because they're selling it out the back door. And that kind of threw a wrench into some of our publishing plans. We were actually playing around with the idea of going through Diamond. And it's like, well, I guess that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I wasn't really keen on that idea.
I know you weren't really keen on the idea. I know
crapshoot. Anyway,
but it looked like it was more crap than shoot. Yeah, so we dodged a bullet there. But like, I don't even know, because Funko Pops were kind of propping up the nerd space. And I'm seeing even at Walmart where they have, all the Funko Pops and the Super 7 stuff. Super 7's having a hard time now. Nacelle's having a hard time. We got Nacelle figures, the RoboForce figures, for next to nothing. They were like, $7?
Yeah, at Walmart. But I already knew they weren't going to do well because people don't know what they are.
But they have a Netflix cartoon now.
I know that, but most people don't know what they are. And because they have to get into places like Walmart, the prices were still kind of high for figures, I think, for a lot of people that they didn't know what they were. And they probably were low for the company because to get it into Walmart, they had to offer a really competitive price. So they just were undercutting themselves for nothing. I just think I never thought that was going to work. No offense. I'm sorry. I like other things Nacelle does, but I just knew that wasn't going to work out, and it didn't.
Overall, I like Nacelle. I like what they're going for, but it was very niche. It was like, okay, the most obscure 80s brands that nobody else has. We're going to put them all.
It was like they did
Power Lords and Biker Mice from Mars.
Biker Mice from Mars, yeah.
They never did, this is a side tangent. They never did the Power Lords figures. They did the Biker Mice figures. They did the Sectars. But they were going to do Power Lords, and I guess the comic is really good. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but they went back to the original version of Power Lords because they were actually going to reboot it as a completely reimagined Power Lords universe, and it was going to be very Afrocentric. And I'm like, well, that's not Power. It was basically Wakanda in space, and I'm like, that's not Power Lords. That's not. I don't know.
But I don't think any of the ones they did. Except maybe Sectars, had the recognition, and even then I don't think it was enough, and I never thought this was going to work out. But back to this, I'm more upset about the fact that Funko bought Loungefly. So if Funko goes out, then that might hurt Loungefly, and I love Loungefly.
And Mondo.
Oh yeah, Mondo too, but Mondo stuff's so expensive. But I am a Loungefly fan. I would say most of my bags are Loungefly. I love them so I'd be very upset if Loungefly was gone.
Well, let's talk about this, because I think these brands would actually live on, and I'm kind of wondering, like, I could see somebody swooping in and buying Funko for next to nothing, like, you know, Amazon or something, making everything Amazon exclusive, or Target or something like that. But they're in big trouble. And so before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get woohoo if you do. Woohoo! This comes from ICV2. Funko loses $41 million in a quarter. I can't even imagine having that money in it.
I can imagine. I mean, I can imagine how this happened when you put, you know, her in charge. I have never heard, other than Kathleen Kennedy, I have never heard of somebody effing up every job so bad and then just getting rewarded with a new job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Kathleen Kennedy messed up Star Wars, but prior to that, like, you know, there was reasons why she was getting hired. This woman, I don't understand. Like, it makes no sense to me. It's like you bring her when you want your brand to die. And they were already on a decline at Funko. So what they were thinking, I do not know.
Well,
she was cheap?
I don't know. They're blaming tariffs. So here, let's read this.
Oh,
okay, so
it was already failing before the tariffs.
It was failing before the tariffs. Funko's been in trouble for like 2 years now. Funko reported a loss of $41 million on a 28% U.S. sales decline. Oh my God, almost 30% in a brutal second quarter, which it attributed primarily to the impact of U.S. import taxes. Now, I think that plays into it somewhat. I don't want to say the tariffs aren't an issue. The tariffs most certainly are an issue. We've run into issues with tariffs and the prices fluctuating and all that. But it's not the sole, like, your business was already failing. So many of these board game companies, that was like CMON or CMON, whatever, the Come On Games. I always thought it was Come On Games, but whatever. They had 17 crowdfunders that had not been fulfilled. They were hemorrhaging money. They were losing millions of dollars. And then the tariff thing happened. They're just like, yeah, okay, we're done. We're done. I'm like, you were done before. Now you have an excuse.
Funko's been in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've been in trouble. So the announcement of tariffs in April caused Funko's largest customers who purchased goods shipped directly from China to the U.S. to pause their shipments to the U.S. for roughly 2 months. The company explained in earnings call. No, they're not going to blame themselves. Those shipments did not resume until June, too late to save the quarter sales. Funko also paused shipments headed to its warehouse in Q2. And that's the thing. All these toy companies now, they can blame the tariffs. They can, we had macroeconomic headwinds, guys. That's why we all failed.
I can prove that it's a load of shit. Hold on. So Funko last year, U.S. sales declined from $163.0 million in Q2 2024 to $117.9 million in Q2 2025. So you're talking like before, over year to year. So it cannot just be the tariffs, because they're talking like across the board. It's been declining.
Yeah. Oh,
Since
yeah.
Last year, it's been declining, and we talked about it before. So if it's now, yes, but last year it was doing bad too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, all these companies were already failing, and the tariff situation just pushed them over, right? They were already like on the verge, but now they have an excuse. If anything, they can buy themselves more time and be like, well, because of the tariffs, we're gonna, go out of business. It's like, no, you're delaying the inevitable.
Yeah.
Right.
But we're
gonna cancel this thing, cancel that thing.
I'm looking at the quarterly reports and stuff from 2024, and they've been dropping. Like, I'm looking at their third quarter reports from last year, and their net sales were $292.8 million compared to $312.9 million. So they already were dropping last year.
Oh my God. I read ahead a couple paragraphs. It gets so much worse.
It gets worse. But I'm just saying, just to blame it solely on tariffs is bullshit, because it was already happening last year before the tariffs.
Yeah, it gets way worse. Okay, so they said U.S. sales declined from $163 million in Q2 2024 to $117 million in Q2 2025. Sales decline for all territories was 22%. Okay.
Right. I said that. Yeah.
Yeah. And they talked about how Funko replaced CEO Cynthia Williams from Wizards of the Coast, where she fucked that up too, in July, replacing her with Michael Lunsford as interim CEO, who had previously held the same role after the departure of longtime CEO Brian Mariotti. Funko had shown accelerating losses in Q1 before the tariffs were announced. See Funko scrambling, leading to workforce reductions and price increases. So yes, they were hurting before.
We talked about that before, yes.
A search for a permanent CEO is underway. Good luck with that. Are you going to pay him? With an announcement expected soon. Now, here's where it gets so much worse. The company was able to get amendments to its loan agreements a few weeks ago, waiving a couple of covenants for a limited period, and is seeking to refinance its debt before the end of the year. It only has $5 unused on its credit line. So it's up against the limits to its liquidity. $5. They only have $5 left in their credit line. This is a corporation.
Oh, well, they oversaturate the market with Funko Pops. And the people just, I don't think they're collecting them like they used to be. You see them a lot of times, people are trying to get rid of them cheap.
$5. They can't buy a Subway sandwich anymore because of tariffs.
It's not tariffs. The problems existed before the tariffs, which they pointed out in this article as well.
The situation required a second quarter of growing concern statements. On the positive side, Funko reported that its e-commerce sales and early point-of-sale reporting from its customers were not showing unit sales impacts for price increases. In addition to looking for new sources of equity and debt financing, the company is exploring strategic options, which usually means a sale or a merger of the company.
Well, I wish they'd sell Loungefly to somebody else. I know that much.
Here's the thing. They were trying to like Disney pop culture merchandise because they went around, they bought Mondo. I think was Loungefly, did that exist before Funko? And then they bought them?
They bought it, yeah.
So
sure.
They keep buying, keep acquiring, and this does not work. Just because Disney did it, and they're dealing with the ramifications of that now, you can't just like go acquire this and acquire that and whatever and keep all those plates spinning if you don't know what you're doing. It's always like a short-term thing. The companies that survive the longest do one thing. They do it very well. And they know their shit. They know their business. They're able to weather the storm. They've got more than $5 in credit available.
Yeah, that's very concerning.
$5. That's gonna be in the title of the video. That is seriously, that is one of the worst case scenarios I've ever heard for a company of this size to only have $5 in credit available.
I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of something clever to say to it, but I don't know what to say to it other than holy shit. But I mean, Disney's been there too, where not $5, but they got up to the edge. But yeah, this is not good. And I'm assuming, so that's why I want to refinance it, because they probably want to refinance it for, a bigger credit line. And I'm like, who's going to give it to them though? That's what I don't understand. And that's something else that pisses me off. How come these corporations could literally be in the red, could be at $5 in their limit, they get to refinance and they get a better deal and they get to stick around longer. But a person a normal average person who's maybe their finances are increasing, they aren't even decreasing like they are at Funko. They can't go to the bank and be like, hey, you know what? I'm $5 towards my limit with you. Can we just refinance everything and give me a better new limit? Give me a few other, put a couple zeros on there, and these idiots do it. They don't. Yeah. They tell you like, that's your SOL, tough to be you. But these companies, and they can just do another company and spin off all the losses into another company and then, shit that company out and then destroy it. And then it's like, whoopsie doopsie. Okay, all my debt's gone. And I don't understand it. Why can't a normal person do that?
That's a good damn question. Yeah, because these companies, they can just it's like, look at Warner Brothers. They can just scrape the debt off the bottom of their shoes, bundled up with another company and say, oh yeah, I don't owe that money anymore. Could you imagine being able, as a person, being able to do that? Just be like, oh, that was me last year, right? I've turned over a new leaf.
Yeah,
I don't owe that money.
Was the other guy. That's not me.
That was the other guy. My whole personality's changed. I don't owe that money anymore. I don't acknowledge that. I'm a new person now. I've changed my name, and some people do it. Some people actually do change their name and social security number.
But some people, they do that, but not legally. For these companies, there's all these routes for them to do it legally. Anyway. So basically, it was already in the shitter. She came in. She somehow made it worse.
She flushed it.
She didn't. She flushed it, plugged it, and now it's overflowing crap everywhere, and it's like spewing everywhere. They have 5% of dry space in their bathroom, and the rest is full of crap, and they're trying to figure out what to do with it.
I don't even know who they, because all these smaller toy companies, I mean, Funko is like the biggest of the like niche toy companies, but like they're all in really bad shape right now. And part of it is, I mean, part of it is the tariffs, but part of it
is the tariffs. Yes.
I mean, I will acknowledge that, but that's not the sole reason. A lot of them were, they should have been able to weather it better. I mean, it was so shocking to see so many of these board game companies and even Super 7 being like, yeah, we're just like, oh, whatever, we're done, we're out.
The little subjects, I mean, the people are mad at them because they were claiming tariffs too. And I'm not happy with them for a couple of reasons. But they had like their new Gem dolls out. And they had a San Diego exclusive. It was Gem and Synergy. And they won $120 for these 2 dolls. And they're trying, oh, it's the tariffs, guys. The tariffs. Or they're limited. They're limited to only San Diego. Except they're available on Amazon for pre-order. So I'm like, wait a minute. How they were always going to be on Amazon, they were never limited. Why are you charging 120? Well, now they're releasing the other holograms dolls, and where Gem was 25 to $30 before, and now the new one's like $45. And people are like, okay, I can see it going up a little bit because of tariffs, but tariffs shouldn't drive it up to like $45 per doll. And somehow they look worse than the other dolls. It's like it doesn't make any sense. And then their mass vehicles were so high. I think they raised the prices on those.
Yeah.
So, it's just, I get it. I do get that, yes, the tariffs are raising prices. I do get, yes, limited toy run or smaller toy run costs more money. I get that. But it's just ridiculous in the pricing. And then you can't, I don't know what to tell you. That's too high. People aren't going to pay it.
So, I mean, it's just, it really feels like this is like the official end of this like 15 years of mainstreaming of nerd culture. This whole,
I know, but it's sad.
It's sad
because you could get cool toys, you could get cool bags, you could get cool stuff, and now I'm afraid it's going to all go bye-bye.
It feels like summer's finally over. Like we had like 15 years of nostalgia and retro and all this pop culture stuff. Like we have more pop culture stuff now for certain brands, more tie-in merchandise than we have for the brands themselves when they were actually relevant in the mainstream. True. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool. It was cool to be able to have, I'm just looking at my wall here and we got these Monster cereal giant masks. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's cool because that never existed back in the day when you actually could buy Monster cereal year round. And there's like board games and toys and all stuff. Way more than there ever was when Monster cereal was actually relevant to the general public. But it just feels like all this stuff is just kind of gonna implode. Like there's too much of it. And like, what I was saying about Walmart is, but the Funkos and stuff too, is like, well, one, they're not stocking as many as they used to. Two, that whole section, that whole like mini comic shop section they have is really shrinking. At least the Walmarts I've been to, because I think Gen X and older millennials had this period where they're buying all this stuff, but now there's like too much of it, and the general public doesn't care.
Well, then it sits there way too high priced until they clear it out, and then it moves. Because $30,
$40 Super 7 figures.
People aren't going to pay that. It's too expensive. Yeah. And I understand it because, they have to make some money on it. But it's to the place now where costs, outweigh what the customers are willing to pay.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot of it. And then with the Pops, like the Pops were cool. The Pop vinyls were cool when they were recognizable characters. But now they're making like every damn side character in every show. And like half these I look at them and I'm like, I don't even know who this is supposed to be. It's a guy in a business suit. Well, that could be 40 different characters from 40 different shows.
Or they have the same character and they have like 20 different variations of it. It's like this one's holding this and this one's looking at that way. And this one's, a bigger version. And this one's
Rainbow for Pride. That actually is a thing.
Yeah,
they had the Batman Family Pride edition with like Harley Quinn and Tim Drake and whoever else is gay. All the Bat people are gay, but they're all rainbow colored. I'm like, nobody's gonna buy this. Like 5 people might buy this.
It's just they've way oversaturated the market, and I think that people are just over it. So Diamond, I saw this a couple of weeks ago, and I just didn't, because this is just because look, we deal with this stuff because we actually have a retail location, and the shipping will kill you. It's not just Diamond. It's we used to deal heavily with Entertainment Earth. And there were other retailers complaining about it, but they started shipping things out like as they get them in. So you buy a case of something for like $50 and then they charge you $50 to ship it to you. Well, there goes your margin. High, but it
was pretty high.
It was ridiculous. Yeah.
And the shipping eats up any of the margins that retailers have, and now they're talking they're going to double it, more than double their shipping prices, and they owe Funko, I think, a bunch of money too. I mean, so it's just like, I mean, the whole thing's collapsing.
That's just it. Like, with Diamond, they're doubling the shipping prices. Anybody buying from them? I can't think people are buying from them because one, they were screwing over retailers before. They're screwing over the people that they're getting this merchandise from. A lot of people will not give them merchandise. And it's also probably a bad look if people find out you're buying from Diamond. So they're probably doubling their shipping prices to try to make money because no one's buying from them.
Yeah.
Which is going to mean no one else is going to buy from you either. It was really stupid.
And Penguin Random House ships for free. So there you go. It's just like...
It does, do they?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
See, you're in trouble.
So it's just like... I think we're going to see a lot of dominoes fall, and the diamond I think was just a symptom of a bigger issue, which is people are burnt out on this phase of nerd culture. It was almost like too much of a good thing. Mm-hmm. And there's some really cool companies that popped up over the last couple of years, making some really cool stuff. You mentioned little subjects and all that, but like, it really feels like we are at the end of the road here. And I think,
it doesn't help when things are being priced out. So, because tariffs or because of, small runs or whatever, that everybody's just getting priced out. And it just, people don't have less money that they're willing to spend on that stuff right now with the economy being the way it is and everything else. And I just don't think that people can justify paying like $30 for like a little figure.
No.
No.
So there we go, guys. Funko down to its last $5 on their credit cards.
Wow,
Damn.
that's nuts.
That's gonna be. I'm telling you, I'm throwing that in the thumbnail because that is my takeaway. Is like, how does a company of that size only have $5 left? It's not good.
And that's what I mean. They verified this.
Yeah. Because this was coming from their earnings report. Yeah.
Damn.
Only has $5.
So their stock tank? I have to wonder, their stock tank?
Let me look.
Oh, I mean, it was already bad.
Oh, God.
But now it's way worse. Damn.
Let's see here. It's been, since February. Man, it was up to $13, $14 a share in February, and it's just been going down, down, down. Now we're down to what, $2 a share.
Wow.
Holy shit. This company's toast.
What? And somebody will bail them. I don't understand it.
Somebody will buy them out.
I don't understand it. It's
I mean,
such shit.
I can't imagine who would buy them. I don't know who could buy them. Down 73% in the past year.
Hey, look, Mattel's not doing too good. That was next to it.
Yeah. Mattel's at 0.93, but that's less than 1%.
Yeah, but I guess that's true. It's hard for me to see because the screen's really small for here. No, it went up some.
Yeah, Mattel's up and down.
So they have good news maybe lately? I don't know.
There a lot of these companies are talking about pivoting. Yeah, they're only down 7% this year. I mean,
I don't want them to fail because I get my Monster High dolls, my daughter's Monster High dolls, my daughters in quotes, Monster High dolls from them. Actually, they're mostly for her. So
this is but she likes them. This is awful. I mean, this is just, I don't even know who's gonna buy them. Like, I don't even know who would have them. Well, I mean, $2 a share, so you could just cut a check. But like, what would be? You'd have to almost buy the Loungefly name and the Funko Pops, do them sparingly.
I would do the Mondo and Loungefly is what they have that's worth it. I honestly think that's the only two things that they have that are worth it. The Funko Pops, I don't think people care. I think, like you said, you do them sparingly, or just do I would definitely cut them way back if you do them at all. But you could focus on Mondo and Loungefly. But Funko, the Pops were the bread and butter, and people were just over it.
They're over it.
So we're gonna wrap this up because it went really long.
Let's wrap it up.
Sorry, it went long.
Let's wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.